everybody, how are you doing? It's another day, another headline in the world of Harry and Meghan. From the British media crying real and bitter tears because Prince Harry gave them a wicked left hook and a devastating gut punch to Prince William coming out of his evil dungeon to kiss Donald Trump's ring, no doubt to secure his cooperation in Prince William's vendetta against Prince Harry. It is clear enough for even Stevie Wonder to see that not only are the royal family frustrated that they have been unable to frustrate Prince Harry's business and family, so much so that they are looking for ways to force him, even if it means using Donald Trump to do so, to withdraw his lawsuit against the media. I think it will be right to say that they are in desperation territory right now, and they are publicly calling in favors to make sure they can get help to take Prince Harry down. Who was that person who said, when your enemies have to gang up against you to take you down, it means that you are indeed a great person? Because one person can't take you down by them damn selves. Anyway, before we continue, if this is your first time here, welcome. Hit that subscribe button, smash the like button, and drop a comment below. It helps the algorithm, it helps the video to get seen, and it is a huge defense against all the reporting comments that the derangers make against Sussex friendly channels. Help us at Isabella Bank's YouTube channel get to 5,000 subscribers before the end of the month. We are excitingly close. Can you imagine? We have about 89 subscribers left to get to 5,000 subscribers. I'm thinking about what I would do when we do finally get to 5,000 subscribers. I'll let you know in subsequent videos what I would do to celebrate getting to that milestone. To those of you who have been rocking with me from the very beginning, you are the real MVPs. Honestly, because you have watched me transform from the person who could hardly get a sentence out to this person who can at least speak 3 sentences without having to look at a piece of paper. So I thank you so much for being here. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share, and like. Let me put the banner on so that you don't forget. While I am speaking to you, don't forget to like. Okay? It's another way of defending and protecting the channel. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for those of you who have been supporting me from the very beginning. When I go back to listen to my early videos, I'm like, oh my God, I would really have to like you as a person to listen to those videos. So to imagine that you're still here with me now, I can only express my deep gratitude. Okay, let's get into the craziness that is the Sussex world, shall we? So the British media spin doctors are working overtime. They are crying. I love it. They have ever since Prince Harry dropped his interview with the Deal Book Summit, and they heard him say he was sorry for all the trolls. They have been crying, from Kinsey Schofield to what's that his name, Jeremy Vine, to what's her name, Lorraine. They have been crying. But the thing is that they've not been able to come up with a reasonable way of attacking Harry, because he did it in such a smart way. He didn't call anyone's name. He just said, for all the trolls who have been trolling us, I feel sorry for you. He didn't even insult them. He just extended his compassion. So They have been unable to come up with a way of attacking him since he dropped that comment on the D Book Summit stage. And I just love to see it. As this person said, I will need Prince Harry to be dishing out this pepper bi-weekly. It has shaken them. There is confusion in the enemy's camp. According to a source, is blaming exclusive. Exclusive is blaming imaginary people they did not interview. Both media outlets in shambles. Cheers! Let's drink their tears as a cocktail. Uh, it looks like they sent the alarm to William. Get up! Do something! We're drowning. So what did they do? They got William out of his dungeon to form a new alliance. Well, I'm sure that it's not a new alliance. It's just that Donald Trump didn't have any power to do anything before now. But now that he is president elect, waiting to take his seat, now he's being courted by everyone who needs to kiss his ring to get anything done in his dispensation. I cannot tell you how much I need you guys in America to do whatever you need to do to shore up your sides, protect yourselves, but more importantly, make sure that this man only stays there for one term. It will be absolute devastation if he's able to get a two-term presidency. And don't nobody write me an email or complain to me about what I'm saying to Donald Trump. I am perfectly able to have my own opinion, and this is my own opinion. Okay, right. So I do. If you have to get up from where you are and you call yourself the most powerful royal family in Europe, okay, even though they don't call themselves Europeans necessarily, but the British royal family in the UK are always looked at as colloquially, right, as being in Europe. So you call yourself the most important royal and more important and powerful royal family in Europe. And yet you leave your palace to go to Paris to see the orange president. And you know, all they talked about was Harry in that meeting, right? It's just, can you look at how William, who doesn't smile, and look at his body language? It was so subservient as well. So subservient. So you can imagine, right, that it's him trying to do everything he can to ingratiate himself with Donald Trump. Well, one might look at him and think, well, he is interacting with an elder. So maybe that's why. And but just look at him. I have never seen any of the members of the royal family just so completely like broken just because they are looking for a favor. Just because they are uh uh Miss P says, yes, I saw that on the news and I thought, here we go again. He can't do anything against Harry. Meghan is an American. The yellow man says he wants to change the voting law. Okay. Facts, only an act of Congress can change immigration law, not a presidential executive order. Any law passed to get Harry out of the US would apply to Trump's wife who lied on her visa application. Do you think that Trump still needs or wants Melania? He has a new wife, in case you haven't heard. His new wife is Elonia Musk. This is his last term. He already had his first term 2016 to 2020. Okay, it has to be two terms. It doesn't matter whether they are consecutive or non-consecutive. All right, so that's fine. Uh I'm sure Prince Harry and his wife are aware of the plot. Yep. Okay, that's great. Fine, that's fantastic. We just spoke about him, but did you guys notice that at the moment it just seems like Trump cannot go anywhere without his new wife? This is the new bride, guys. The new bride is in town and he has taken Melania's place. uh, Sussex Love says it's because William is quite obviously groveling at Trump's feet, just the way Trump likes it, to get him to send Harry back because he's as pathetically desperate as the British press. Yes. And we're going to talk about why I think that I thought just crossed my mind actually. Um, but we'll get there. Let me not get ahead of myself. But meanwhile, um, King Charles is being warned against reconciling with Harry. Now, I meant to talk about this in my last video when I was saying that King Charles is fed up with William and Kate, right? But I meant to mention that, well, the media are reporting that William is saying that if King Charles decides to reconcile with Harry, that it could jeopardize his relationship with him. And I thought, wait, hold on. Let's look at what the news report says. It says Emily Andrews, which is one of the royal roots, claimed in Woman magazine, the king also does not want to create drama at Christmas with his other son, Prince William. I know from speaking to my own sources that if the king does talk to Harry about a possible return to royal life, it would need to involve William, and that may jeopardize his good rapport with his elder son. There have been multiple reports in the past where they have been warning King Charles not to reconcile with Harry. Why? Because they can see the reason why King Charles would want to bring Harry is either not bring him back because everyone and his cat knows that Harry would not even come back. Harry just said so, as a matter of fact. He's not coming back. But about reconciling with Harry in any way, shape, or form. And you have to think about the reason why. Why is it that the media are so invested in making sure that King Charles does not reconcile with Harry? Well, they don't want them to reconcile because it's a case of divide and conquer. The media have what their leverage against the royal family. They don't have any leverage against Harry. They don't want Harry giving the royal family any of the strength that he has. And what they lack in leverage, they could make up for in finances, because if they are talking and they happen to support Harry in terms of giving him money, then they could definitely lose the court case. Not just lose, it's not just the loss of the court case that is an issue where the media are concerned, but the loss of the entire industry and the fact that a lot of people will be going to jail. That's the point. A lot of the people will be going to jail. A lot of people's secrets will be exposed. That's what they're fighting so hard against. And William is the tool fashioned against King Charles. Is the weapon fashioned against him, honestly, because he is what the secrets that are being held against William, I feel like are almost even more than the secrets being held against King Charles. Is either that or the fact that King Charles, as king, he can only be embarrassed, but he cannot be removed from his position as king because he's immune from prosecution, right? So I think that William is the most vulnerable in this situation right now. And they are applying the pressure at all the pressure points. But going back to this story where they're talking about King Charles has been warned against attempting to reconcile with Harry, and them saying that it could jeopardize the relationship between William and the king. And I'm thinking to myself, what relationship? They don't have a good rapport. This is the same King Charles who ignored William and Kate during the Qatari visit, wasn't it? Seems to me that apart from his own insecurities, Prince William will only feel like he has won when he's been able to get Harry under his control so that he can prevent the lawsuits and make sure that his secrets are protected. Yeah. So that's my thoughts on that. And when I said that we were going to talk about what William's own position was, well, um, did you guys just see that random story about Thomas Kingston? Uh, the Guardian ran this story. Okay, they're claiming now that his antidepressants were to blame, but it's funny how the article made sure to highlight the fact that this same medication that they said were to blame was prescribed by Buckingham Palace's own doctors. It's very interesting. And what's even more interesting is why then, if it was Buckingham Palace's own doctors who prescribed the medication that caused Thomas Kingston to unalive himself, did the Royal Rota preemptively come out with this Twitter statement, shall we say, and say royal sources say the death of Mr. Kingston is not connected to the Prince of Wales's absence from King Constantine's memorial service today? What has one thing got to do with the other? On the grand scheme of things, if you're looking at it from the outside, it has nothing to do with anything. I mean, but obviously there must be something going on there. I mean, look at it. They even had Kate's mom, Carol Middleton, doing PR cleanup in this situation. This is the Lady Gabriella Kingston, the wife of Thomas Kingston, right? And it just makes you wonder what exactly was going on. And I have a theory, but let me read this tweet first. It says, "Oh no, not Carol Middleton arriving at the Abbey with Lady Gabriella Kingston. That will pace on the scum squad's fireworks after they claimed Catherine was having an affair with the late Thomas Kingston, and that's why Prince William beat her to death and then unalived him." But that's exactly what it was meant to do. This picture was meant to put the framing that there is no issue between Lady Gabriella Kingston and William and Kate. Now, everyone has been saying, obviously, that Kate was having an affair with Thomas Kingston, and that is the reason William got enraged and something happened. What exactly did happen? Nobody can exactly say. But have anybody stopped to think that actually it was William having the affair? Do you guys remember when they said that William couldn't eat before the release of Spare? What was that secret? What was that secret that they didn't want Harry to spill that had William so worried that he wouldn't eat? That caused him to lose so much weight. What is that secret? What exactly is it that happens that caused him to completely change in personality after the passing away of this Thomas Kingston? What exactly is this that happened? I mean, you can almost read into things, but I suppose time will tell, and we will know it very soon because the case is coming up in January. And trust and believe, when the secrets start coming out, they are going to start spilling on each other. Okay. Uh Kim Coates says Harry is a friend of the Bidens because Trump threatening retribution on so many who opposed him. Biden is currently working on preemptive pardons. He can add Harry to the list. Okay. The orange man cannot do anything anyway. Joe Biden has already sorted Prince Harry out. Okay. I pray that is the case. I think the only reason Willie Leaks took a picture with Rump was to say, look, I'm a global statesman. Okay. I do believe Charles set up William with that photo up with Trump. There's nothing behind that. Trump, on the other hand, look pass. William and Trump, that was a photo up. I would say it would be a photo up if it was just the photograph at the Notre Dame um, place, but they actually also met at the British Embassy in France and had a separate meeting there. That's the photograph I showed you when I was talking about them. So they met in the cathedral and they also had a separate meeting after the service or the opening of the cathedral. Let's see. Okay. All right, so let's continue anyway. Just moving on to another story. Today is a Sussex news roundup anyway, in case you haven't guessed. Um, Jamaica, I just found this story about Jamaica's move towards being a republic very interesting. They are not here for the monarchy's drama anymore. The Prime Minister Andrew Holness has been making moves for Jamaica to become a republic by 2025, which is in a few weeks' time. He says speed and alacrity are the words of the day. It's refreshing to see countries reclaiming their independence and stepping into their power. Let's have a read of what they're saying. So it says last year, Jamaica's Prime Minister Andrew Holness said it was time for the government to move forward with speed to transition to a republic. He said it is time that Jamaica becomes a republic for us. The process is not simple, and we have known this since we started on this journey. And we are making sure that we check every box as we move deliberately in that regard. So I am saying to you, Minister Malahu Forte, please move ahead with speed and alacrity on this matter. Jamaica must become a republic. Malahu Forte has outlined that the proposed bill to convert the current government to a republic contains 36 clauses, yada, yada, yada. But yeah, Jamaica are not messing about. They're like, listen, we've had enough. We don't want any more toes. Stay in your yard. We don't want to see these people no more. Let's see. Sussex Love says Trump came up with some new election guidelines to be put in place. It may be his last term because I don't know how long he's going to live, but JD Vance may want to take up residence as the new dictator. And with them in power, they must have a breeding ground for people who think and behave like them, that have the same mentality as them. It's quite frightening, actually, when you think about it. Quite a few people are standing up to Trump, including the new female president of Mexico and also the Prime Minister of Canada. Trump is understanding that nobody is scared of him and they're tired. Okay, that's good news, actually. Hold on. Let me invite you. Let me invite you to have a conversation with me about that, because there are loads of people who probably have questions. I'm dropping the link for you in the chat, Sussex Love. Please come on. give me your opinion on what we've been talking about. While you're doing that, I am going to continue down the comment section. Kim Coat says, uh, uh, Orange Man says there won't be an election in 4 years' time. Okay, see that? This is what we're talking about. Anyway, while I'm waiting for you to come up, Sussex Love, let me move on. Okay. Up, Sussex Love. Okay, that means I've got the screen open. Okay, just close it so I don't echo. Hello, Sussex Love. Being quite an age. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you? Can you hear me okay?
Yes, I can hear you very well. Thank you.
Okay. I'm doing pretty good.
Good, good, good. All right. So we have William cozying up to Trump. I think he is looking for a position as a, a side chick because the wife position has been filled by Elon Musk. So what do you think? What do you think about all of this? First of all, let's go back. Actually, let's go back to the first thing we talked about, which was I didn't have the opportunity to ask your opinion, but what did you think about the British media having a fit when Prince Harry says, I am sorry for all of you. I am so sorry.
You know, I live for that now. We've been going through a lot here in America, so we have to take our joy where we get it.
Yes.
I particularly enjoyed the fact that the crazy one, the one that eyes looks like they're about to pop out of her head. What is her
Oh,
name?
Kinsey.
Yes, Kinsey. I particularly enjoyed that she was on the verge of tears all the way through her little rebuttal. Uh, I myself, why won't somebody get her help? Why someone help her? Because this woman pasted her face over Megan's face in the
Yep.
engagement. Had the nerve to say that she had no ill will toward Megan.
Yep.
I, she's crazy. I mean,
Yep.
but here I am in America talking to you about crazy. So
Yes, I know, right? I know. But see, it's great that we're having this conversation actually because um I was talking to someone or I was reporting on something from New York Posts and something you said rang happened in the case in the course of that conversation that I was having. I think I don't remember what exactly it was that I was reporting about. And someone said, well, it's the New York Post, it's tabloids. And I realized that actually, see, um, most of the Democrats just seem to have this mentality. We are all educated, you're all good natured and principled people, but you're dealing with an opposite number that have none of those characteristics. On the other side of the fence, they read these tabloids. They are stupid enough to believe everything that is written in these tabloids, just the way the unenlightened British people do. So, it's time that we start paying attention to what is being filtered through to the tabloids. I mean, I know that we can't fight every single one, but we need to find a way to penetrate the information that is being filtered down to these people. Has anyone ever wondered how Trump managed to have such a cult following and they all believe the same thing and they are loyal? It can't be that they're all going to KKK meetings as a spiritual source of nourishment.
It's a combination of things, but it's mostly. I mean, if you listen to what Trump says, people say how much he lies, but he also tells a whole lot of truth. You
Hmm.
listen to what he says. He always says a lot of his cult people that follow him are poorly educated,
Mm.
and he says that openly, and they don't understand that he's calling them stupid.
Hmm.
But he knows that they're stupid, and he knows
Mm.
available. He knows how to push their buttons. He understood
Mm.
that white population, the poor white population, were unhappy because they felt like they were white, and where's my privilege? Everything's supposed to come to me, and you look at these. So he gave them somebody to blame for that. The Mexicans first, and then also us, but mostly the Mexicans, and then all the other immigrants, but not the really white ones because they're good ones. And then
Yeah.
also Jews, unless we need them to count money, but then the Jews. So he tapped into that resentment that the white people that couldn't figure out why they weren't, doing better because they're white, they're supposed to be doing better than everybody. So they couldn't put it together. So he gave them a reason,
Hmm.
hate, racism, so that they can blame something for their own ineptitude and mediocrity and lack of education. And some of them really are. If you talk to some of these people, they are dumb as rocks, and that's not meant to be an insult to them, but it's just about matter of IQ or lack thereof. And there's
Hmm.
way more of them than I thought. Then we have it's in layers because she won the educated uh, college age males, but she lost the uneducated ones and the uneducated old ones. And the
Mm.
white went more for them because they always do. They never vote for their best interest because if that was the case, Stacey Abrams would be the governor of Georgia.
Yeah.
So uh, and then also and then they tried it, and it's not just for you. You're lucky. You just mostly it's the tabloids,
Mm.
but or maybe you just don't notice the other stuff because you have so much of the tabloids. Over here, tabloids mean nothing to us. They're tabloids. We know they're garbage. Our
Mm.
is our media has been taken over by corporate, and
Sorry,
some of the
before you continue,
go ahead.
when you say we, have you had a conversation with someone your age, like your demographic, but Republican, who has the same thought as you?
I have my age and younger Republicans who have the same thoughts as me, but they are no longer Republicans. The ones that have changed are oh, they don't understand what we're saying. They believe what Trump says. It truly is a cult. It truly is a cult. And
They're
so,
the ones who read the tabloids. That's my point. They're the ones who read the tabloids because it's cheap, because
but
the
no,
narrative suits
I'm
their
telling you,
agenda.
same here.
Yeah.
It's not the same here. We those tabloids here mean nothing. I'm t-
Okay.
it's not the same because we look at some of the stuff that the one of the trials was about him. What they convicted him of was
Mm.
him, one of the tabloid people putting out shit. And this is one of the few times that what he put out was like a real story because he was getting real facts from the campaign. And we was like, why does this seem better than the usual shit they put in there? It was because he was getting real stories from Donald Trump put in there. But otherwise, our tabloids are bullshit. Our
Mm.
problem is that our media has been taken over by corporate interests. That's why
Mm-hmm.
Jeff,
Murder.
and also like Jeff Bezos, that's why he had like 250 subscribers for his paper. I think it's the Post. I can't remember that he
Yeah, the
bought
Washington Post.
because the Washington Post has always been the gold standard of
Mm.
integrity, which is what we've had in this country. And now it's being taken over by corporate people who are saying, like him, made the choice not to endorse Kamala when they already had it written up, the people that write. And he overruled them and said, no, we're not going to endorse anybody. That's why he had all those people, you know, unsubscribe because that was the gold standard.
Mm.
So that's our problem. We're being taken over by corporate, who is tabloids. That's nothing. This our problem is we're getting more Rupert Murdochs. I'll put it to you that way. Who
Yeah.
know about real news and know they had to go for the real news because the tabloids don't mean shit over here. So they went for our real news sources, which is why I always tell people get on TikTok because it may be gone soon. They didn't. China was brilliant in inventing TikTok because the way they structured it, they don't allow it over in China the way they have it structured for what they put here. But here, it's being used for everybody all over the world can send messages to each other quick and easy. Just put it out there, and there it is. You have all different people from all types of parts of the world connecting. Anything you
Yeah.
want to figure out, groups are coming together to figure it out. They want to stop it because of that. They can't control it. They don't understand. They don't understand how it's really working. How everybody's educating each other, and they want to stop it here in the United States.
Right.
So we have a lot of different things coming from different angles. We also had the Latino men who are very um, machismo, and they were also some of them, because there's a lot of colorism in the Latino community. They don't like the Black Latinos, so they wanted to also be close to white proximity. And also there was some misogyny because, like I said, there's that machismo element in some of uh, the Latino. But then at the same time, the Latino women voted for her 70%.
Mm.
So they understood they were voting for what was best for their family, but their men, I guess, within that machismo shit or wanted to be proximity white. I don't know. But so we had a lot of different elements that came together. But at the same time, it unified the Black community.
Mm-hmm.
And a
Yeah.
lot of people, oh, another thing, the Muslim community, they really showed their ass. They
Yeah.
showed their ass, their complete ass. They thought their men thought that they could make a deal man to man with Donald Trump, not realizing that Donald Trump does not think of them as men. He thinks of them as sand monkeys, but they
Uh-huh.
didn't know that. And
Uh-huh.
the women who are used to the way they treat them, which is not very great, was saying negative things about Kamala. One of them got on there, I think it's from the group Mina, and said, anybody vote for anybody but Kamala. Vote for Jill Stein. Don't or vote for Trump either. Just don't vote for her. And if you vote for her, don't. We're not going to be affiliated with anybody. And some of the Black commentators that were helping them, they were saying you can keep Palestine's name out of your mouths.
Please and thank you.
So that's what they us talking to Black people. You know what I mean?
Mm.
And so, they showed their complete as they would go to her rallies and protests, but they were too scared to go to Trump's rallies because they know them people would beat the fuck out them Muslims and throw them out. You know what I mean? But Kamala's rally. But
Mm.
so it was the misogynistic and they're also racist portion of them. I can't really say more racist. I have to really go with more misogyny, the female part, because Barack did win twice and
Mm.
he's Black. So I have to say maybe it's a combination of Black and woman, but a lot of it was woman because that's what it was with the white males.
Yeah.
It's the woman part. So, but
Someone's asking the question like, why didn't Joe Biden go to this event in Paris? And what do you think about William and Trump? Well, the first question is why didn't Joe Biden? But I think I saw a photograph of Jill Biden in at this event today.
I think he went to the BRICS summit, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, I see. Oh,
I,
that would be interesting because that one is another thing that they have to keep an eye on.
yep.
uh, the BRICS. It's definitely becoming up and
Mm-hmm.
uh, a rising consideration for the modern.
Up with America imperialism.
Yeah.
That and so a lot of the countries are starting to rebel, and they have been looking for alternative base rather than our money being the base of everything. They want to shift so that the American sanctions won't mean that much. like they
Mm.
do and cripple countries with the sanctions if the dollar is not based on us like it is now. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So
Yeah.
I believe he was in Africa and also for the BRICS, if I'm not mistaken. William and Trump, I mean, who knows? William is petty. William is angry that Harry has the spotlight and William can't compete and it's driving him crazy. So I believe he would ask Trump, grovel, send him back, send him back. He's just loyal to us, blah blah blah. Or he could just be stupid enough just to say I need a picture with him. Who knows with William? It could be either way. It depends on how drunk he is, maybe.
Mm. The way you slipped that past me, it almost went over my head.
Because we've been going through some things here in America, so I'm sorry,
The way you almost slipped that past me, that was so good.
but
Okay.
he looks so disheveled. Why
He does, doesn't he?
people
That's the
mistrust
worst
him?
part.
Is he not listening to them, or do they just let him go out like that?
I think he's not listening. I think he sees Harry's beard looking good, and he probably reckons that by the time his beard grows in properly, that it will begin to look good. He's hopeful. Let's
So
put it that way. He's hopeful.
he's delusional or he's hallucinating because he has to see a mirror, and I know he can see how that beard looks unless he's gone blind.
And regarding the mystery of Thomas Kingston, that's a whole thing on its own. And for some reason, I think spiritually and energetically, I just refuse to go down that rabbit hole. I don't know why, but it's not one of, I really love to do deep dives on things, but this one, I just couldn't get myself to go down the rabbit hole of
Yes,
trying to
would
figure
be
things out.
lost in Wonderland because that would be a hole to go down because
Yeah,
this makes no sense at
yeah,
all. Is it Kate that was having an affair? It was William, the one that was having an affair with.
having the fear.
I mean, how? Why would the palace doctors be the one that gave him prescriptions? Is that
Yeah,
his doctor for everything, or just for this one prescription? Or what
good.
is it? Why would they say and make it clear that William was not there? Who asked about William? Who knew William
Mhm.
was in the vicinity? Who asked why William didn't go? Nobody asked. They volunteered this.
They
So
just volunteered out of nowhere.
out of the blue, out of the blue. I mean, and so it's like a comedy of errors. Do they want to tell on him? Do they have something that they know? Are they hoping people will ask questions so that then they can tell on? I mean, I don't know what's happening. So if you go down that hole, we may never see you again.
Because I was just like, eh,
That
no,
hole, that
no, no, no.
feathers tunnel. I don't know if it would be.
No. Mm-mm, mm-mm, mm-mm. And what about Jamaica? Jamaica.
I'm so proud
They
of them. So proud of them.
honestly, aren't you? Hmm.
Yeah. I'm just very happy. I wish all of the Commonwealth countries would say collectively, kiss our Caribbean African asses,
Yeah,
just
yeah.
either individually or as a collective.
Mhm. And I love the way he's so resolute as well. It seems like he's a very mature person. Like,
Matter
even though you don't know these public figures personally, but you kind of pick up some of their characteristics just from watching them over time. And he just seems like a very stable, mature person. Like, do you
look at
see the
that.
words that he's using here? He's like, for us, the process is not simple, and we have known this since we started on this journey, and we're making sure we check every box as we move deliberately. Do you hear that? Deliberately.
Yes, this is going to happen. because it's gonna happen. Remember, 5, 4, 2, 1. Love it. I like his wife too. I think they're probably a good, strong unit together.
Yeah.
I know that when Michelle and Barack were president and first lady, they hated her because she was a strong and solid, you know, held the family together. Held.
Right.
They knew he was gaining, had gained some strength from her, because she kept and she performed out there at a high level. I mean, I remember when she first went to England. It
Yeah.
was Barack's first overseas trip, and some of the white men were still in their feelings, and they were like, "But can he play in the big leagues? You know what I mean? And should he take Michelle with him? Oh my God, should he take her?" Because he decided to take her, and they didn't think that he should, because I didn't
Mm,
think he was up to handle it, or blah blah, and maybe he can't handle it. And what happened was he went over there and he hit a home run, and she went over there, and all the papers were saying how wonders mighty Michelle, all this kind of shit.
right.
Then the papers over here had to write Michelle took and Barack took England by storm. And
Mm,
so then the white man was really freaking. I mean, we have just Trump is a reaction to
mm,
Obama. That's what that was, because the white men could not get over. They wanted him to be a fluke. They thought Mitt Romney. They built Mitt Romney up. Mitt was a perfect, photo cover family billionaire, trying to say he was self-made when his father gave him like 6, 7, 8 million to start. How you gonna be self-made when you start off with 8 million? But anyway,
I know.
but and he was a successful. So they really thought he was going to win. They thought Barack winning was like a fluke. They made themselves believe that, and so he ran against him and he lost. Then they couldn't say it was a fluke that he won, because he won twice, and the second time he ran on his record as president. So they
Yeah.
were really, really, really angry,
Yeah.
and that through this, and Trump saw his opening. He saw how resentful some of these white people were. They lived on their privilege for so long, they confused equal opportunity for other people just to get on their own merit,
Mm,
as away from them, because they're supposed to have the best of everything. You're not
everything.
better than me. So they confuse equality with their white privilege being taken away. And Trump
Mm,
honed right in on that, and he played to it masterfully. And here we are.
yeah. Lorna was just responding to what we were talking about, um, Thomas Kingston. And she says it was palace doctors that ended King Joe's life before it was time to meet the deadline for the papers. Do you know what? I have to look into that because I have not heard this before, Lorna. So you always come up with gems. I have to look into the I have to look into that definitely and for sure. But
Wow.
yeah, I just really like the Jamaican Prime Minister, and I think they've got a president as well. And they are doing well. He does so well, as especially with his community outreach. You see him posting about it all the time on social media, and he has the same air of making people feel very comfortable attending to people's needs. Like when there was a storm, he
Hmm.
made sure that certain people had their homes
Right.
rebuilt.
Right.
And
That's why I said he was
yeah,
rocking, because it's the same type of, you know, that's what reminded me. I should have said that
yeah,
of
yeah.
yeah.
That's really great. So we have good news coming up, which is that is going to be Polo next week. I
Everybody watch. They can't try to say it was a flop.
exactly. So guys, I know that just the way I had Kendrick's album playing on repeat all of last week. I was one of the ones who was running those numbers up because I listened to every single song, and it's going to be the same for Polo as well. So set your alarms, people. Don't forget, Polo is dropping on the 10th of December, which is in 2 days' time. Like where I am right now, it's the 8th. So it's going to be on Tuesday. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Another bit of good news. Well, this one is a bit controversial. It's good news, but it's controversial good news because we've got Katy Perry, who is going to be performing for the opening ceremony of Invictus 2025. But the controversy in there is the fact that she had some snarky comments about Meghan's wedding dress, which makes me give her the side eye, like, ooh. Are you sure we want you around?
And she's had a disaster rollout for her last album was a disaster.
Yep.
Karma.
Calmer, exactly. So, but I think if Harry and Meghan don't have a problem with her, who am I to, you know, have a problem with her? But this is
I
almost
think that her remember her parents. I think her parents like Meghan and Harry because they
ah,
seem to be chatting it up with Meghan and Harry at that event that they were at Kevin Costner's house and her parents were there in Meghan and
okay.
Harry's face. So
Uh,
they might have said, "Hey, they're good people," so snap out of it,
yeah.
But
And
because
then she would, Harry is good friends with Orlando Bloom, who's been
oh
with
yeah,
her, but
go ahead.
oh, I thought that the line had gone off. I said she Harry is good friends with Orlando Bloom, right? But
Oh
I
yeah,
don't think that Megan and her got on very well. But who would? If you said something about my wedding dress, I might not
right.
say too much to you, but I would always remember what you said.
Everybody says she's an asshole. I mean, you would have to be with Russell Brand. I don't know what she was thinking.
Oh no, yes, for sure.
So
This is probably the reason why she broke up with Orlando. They broke up at one time, but later came back together. It
yeah.
came back together. Anyway, if Harry and Meghan love it, I like it. If Harry and Meghan like it, I love it too.
Mm, fine with me.
Yep. And this one, Andrew. I always told you guys that those stories that King Charles was cutting off his allowance and security was just cap. But some people were like, no, it's true. It's true.
Oh, he
No.
got it from one of his alleged pedophile friends.
Yeah. P file, YouTube.
Oh, yeah. Well, I said alleged. I said alleged.
Woo! Anyway, King Charles wouldn't dare. I think Andrew knows too much. And anyway, it doesn't even make any sense. It's just very humiliating. It's just Charles allowing the media to humiliate Andrew.
And
Even if he was,
care less. What are you talking about? Andrew is not humiliated. He could care less. All the p words he hangs out with,
yeah,
and all these horrible stories about him p-filing little boys in these little countries. What humiliation? He had the nerve to go to church with Queen Elizabeth. He has no shame whatsoever. None of them do, except Harry. Can you believe that? Ah, but anyway.
Well, I was just looking at this and I'm just thinking, wow, it took you guys. I mean, you needed that run of stories to say, yes, they're taking the lodge away. Oh, maybe, oh, they're taking the security away. And then, oh, no, actually, they found out that Prince Andrew's mysterious benefactor uncovered uh, the fact that it was King Charles who was giving him his allowance from his private purse. Well, hello. What did you think was going to happen, really? It's Andrew we're talking about here.
Lord, Lord.
Honestly.
You know, Queen Elizabeth really held that circus together.
She really covered up so much.
Her and Philip. Philip helped her.
Yes.
They
It
both
all
but they both said we got to hang on because once we go, this shit is over.
it's over. They
I mean, they just collapsed. Harry left. She died. Philip died. She died. Harry left, and they just imploded.
honestly they did. And then when Harry stepped back, it's just like they have not been able to recover. And William is still aiming for the throne, which makes being king like the process for selecting who is going to be king. I don't know whether they need to look at that, if they need to continue it at all, but at least have some kind of qualification. If you're not educated to do it, at least gain it by virtue of experience. William has neither. It's
uh,
so
they
he would have something in common with Trump.
no wait though. But see, the British royal system is different than the
Mhm.
other European ones. They all educated themselves. They all have jobs. They all can take care of themselves. These people, they don't. It seems like they don't want them to be educated so that they can just control them. Whoever these people in the gray suits are,
That's a good point, actually. That's
because
a good
they
point.
don't. They don't seem to want them to be educated. They are. They have them under. What is Harry was saying about how she gets bad advice,
Yeah.
courtiers. So it's like they're under control and they don't have enough education. That's why they were shocked that Harry was going to be able to make it, because when he got the job with the better up, they kept writing stories, but they just gave him that job because he's a prince. He has no experience. He doesn't know how to do anything. They kept writing stuff like that, because
Somebody in the comments is the chat is advising us, please say in my opinion so you don't get flagged by YouTube. They're going after the friendly channels. So, in
in,
my opinion,
in my opinion, of course, my humble opinion.
in my humble opinion, this is great advice. Thank you, Annie Andrew.
Thank you.
Yeah, because I was actually thinking about this. It's just that when anyway, I'll get better with it over time. But when I just start talking, I just start talking
Y'all
as
like
if
y'all talking on the phone. Hello. Hello.
yes.
Thank you.
All right. Okay. So what do we have? I think that's all we have. No. Um, so basically, if we are to summarize, given that we now know that William has met with Trump, you can say that Trump is going to do everything he can to help the royal family, not just actually is to help William, because William is the one who needs Harry not to shine so bright, whatever form that is going to take. He doesn't need Harry looking so good from wherever he is operating from. So
Yeah,
Trump is going to do his utmost to help him dim Harry's lights
I
from
mean, but
wherever.
yeah, but it's not just that. I wish it was just that, because but it's not just that. I mean, Charles and Camilla and the newspapers are hoping that they can get control of Harry again to stop him with these lawsuits, because Harry
Yes,
have to do what they said if he was under their control again.
yes,
They
yes.
really, because Charles could care less if he ever saw Harry again. He's not even thinking about his grandchildren. So
No,
just the control, because as
yeah.
soon as we got him back, we would never hear from Harry again, because William don't want his shine out there, and they want him not to sue those people. So I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I want to say that I was actually not that I saw this particular I saw it coming in this way, but what I've always been saying is that the royal family's reach is very long. They have wide tentacles and they have access to powers which could put pressure on Harry and Meghan. But this is why we have the squad, and Harry and Meghan are in the fight. They have rolled their sleeves. I was so proud this
Yeah.
last week, when Harry and Meghan came out.
Hmm.
It wasn't until I was preparing the videos that I realized that actually it's not just a red carpet event Meghan is attending. She is debunking the rumors, the headlines, by showing you. You said no one is picking my calls. Well, hello, this is me with Tyler Perry, Oprah Winfrey, Kerry Washington.
The
They
head
are
of
the
Netflix,
A-list.
wife.
Right?
Who else? Table. The head of Netflix and his wife and
And
somebody.
yeah, Ted
Yeah.
Sarandos and
Oh,
Nicola
oh,
Avant.
Natasha Richardson.
Right.
Um, what is her last name? Natasha Richardson Jackson for Sam.
Mhm.
But yeah. So
And then Harry was out here shooting from the hip. Well, all these people talking about me, I feel sorry for them.
and they say that Harry can't be condescending and petty. 'Cause right for them trolls. And he did it twice, and he said, "I feel sorry for them." No, I mean
I
it.
really do. I really,
And then he kind of coughed after that. I was like, "Oh,
I was
he
just
said he can't troll. Go ahead, Harry. I can troll too, bitches." Oh, I'm sorry. Am I,
no, really. When he did that, I laughed so hard. I was like, Harry.
yeah, there you go, Harry. Now that's what you got when you got a strong woman supporting you.
Yeah.
It makes them stronger. It makes them strong. That's why they want to split them apart, because
Yeah.
they being with Meghan and his children makes Harry stronger and stronger and stronger, because she
Mhm.
everything he's ever wanted, his family, a family to love and to love him back. So
Yes, exactly. This is all he needed to feel himself so that he could get the strength to do everything he's doing. And the other funny part of it for me was when he said they've been trying to. When they asked him about his relationship with his wife and that, and they said, "Oh, they said we've been divorced 10 or 12 times, and that we've bought or sold houses 10 or 12 times." So that was debunking the other rumor which was
yeah,
going on, that they bought a house in Portugal. I was like, Harry,
so hit Harry.
it's
Uh,
debunking season over here.
I want to ask you a question, if I might.
Sure.
Did you see the Jeremy Corbyn, I think his name, interview with on there with it was a woman and another younger reporter.
Yep.
What did you think of that?
Jeremy Vine is just another royal talking head, isn't he? In my opinion, he was just, they have a narrative, and he cannot say anything positive. They've said it before that the mainstream media, they have like a directive for all of them that they cannot say anything positive about Harry and Meghan. So he can't say anything positive. He can only be neutral, not say anything, or at the very most say something negative. That lady, though, she got him because when they were talking about, he was saying, "Oh, I have it here, but I think it will take too much time to play it." So the lady was saying, they were talking about Harry and his comments, where he said that the life he very much likes living in America, and this may be the life that his mother wanted for him. And he was saying, well, maybe Harry shouldn't have called the Queen racist. And he says, and the woman beside him says, but maybe he did experience racism. So if he experienced it, should he not say it? And that shut him up. And he
Yeah,
quickly moved moved on to talk about something else. I
But here,
was
here's the thing. That- but here's the thing. This is maybe you got to talk me through it.
yep.
Maybe I had tips because I'm down here, on the island here in Texas, and we're like a stone's throw away from Mexico. So you get really good Don Julio here. So I might have had a couple of too many sips, so you can tell me. But I agree that he's a talking head. I agree that he's been an a-hole. I agree with all that. But at the same time, when
Mhm,
he seemed to be listening to what she was saying because she was making some good points. And here's where it threw me off.
mm,
Said something that I thought was enlightened, especially for him, and I couldn't figure out where he was coming from with it. And he said, I'm probably getting it wrong, but he said, I'm going to throw my little 2 cents of
yep.
amateur psychiatry in here.
Mhm, mhm,
I think Harry is maybe I'm saying it wrong, or trying to reconstruct or rescript
mhm,
Diane's life in
mhm,
his saying if she, because he seemed to make, he had admitted some things to
mhm,
me. Because he
mhm.
said, he is like he's trying to rewrite it, said if she had left like I did, if she had taken control of her own uh, security like I did, if she had came to America, then she would have taken control and saved her own life. And then he said, and but Diana stayed here and
She
Palace,
had her security
wait,
messed with.
wait,
Yeah.
Palace screwed with her security, and
Yeah.
then this and that, and I was like, what did you admit
Did you
when
just
Charlotte
say?
said refused security, that it wasn't her refusing, that the Palace screwed with it? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm at, and for him to even think of it from the fact of Harry is trying to rewrite it so he don't go out the way she did.
Yep.
But that lady basically had also said, who wouldn't want to change it to make it work if it didn't work for, you know what I'm saying? So it
Yep.
seemed to me might have been listening to, or am I just imagining that? Because
No,
that can,
you weren't imagining that, but I think I think what happens is it's possible. I think you're correct. There's a lot going on always, but I think what happens is that he has his talking points, but
oh,
he can't fight back when he's thrown a curveball. Like
mm,
she came up with irrefutable argument. Like
and she,
if
right
it
on
didn't
time.
work for Harry's mother, and he saw the way life was going and he decided to step back, why wouldn't he? And he didn't have an answer for that, so he was like
Yeah,
agreeing because he didn't have an argument against that he could easily you know use
yep,
in that circumstances, and he couldn't think of anything
yep,
right that moment, so he had to let it go
yep,
grudgingly.
yep,
But I think you're right. I think he has moments where he can't fight back, but I don't think it is his inclination to want to
oh,
say anything positive or
okay,
leave a positive sound bite in
mm,
people's minds
right.
about Harry. I think it's me just not trusting him, but I just feel like because he says so much negative things about Harry all the time, I'm just like, "Ah, shut up."
All the time.
Mm. No, but I think you're right, actually. But all of this that we've talked about today just really, really makes me. This is what I was thinking about. I said, turning our attention back to the ongoing smear campaign. We already anticipated that the closer the case is getting, it will be ramped up and be more vicious towards them. So I love the fact that Harry and Meghan decided that they're going to be less public facing for the moment while they're working on their things, obviously behind the scenes, but it also works for them security wise as well. And
I'm
I can
hope
say, yeah, go on.
I'm hoping that they have an alternative space to go and live.
Hmm.
Because our system works. Trump is not supposed to be able to affect his status here because he is married to an American citizen. He has
Mm,
not broken any laws, and the department and the courts, which stood up for him,
mm.
are continue to stand for him now. But the court part maybe would still be with him, but he could put some lackey in charge of the DHS, and I don't know what that would affect. I don't know if the people would follow a directive that they felt was unlawful, or he would just fire as many people as he needed to get enough people to do what he wanted to do, because he's talking about that crazy man just firing people because we don't it's just too many people. And the person that they want to put in charge of the FBI actually said that he would like to get rid of the intel portion of the
Well,
FBI.
you see, this is what I mean. This is what I mean. I love the people who keep saying, well, it can't be done, it can't be done. That's one level, that's the first level of thinking. But you
Hmm.
know that Trump is going to do everything he can to
Hmm.
achieve it. I
Yep.
think that's what you're saying, right?
Yeah.
So we
Dictate.
need to be prepared for whatever.
Yes. So I'm they are prepared,
Yeah.
for because they, even if he could get them to expel him, they
Mm,
can't expel him to England if he doesn't want to go to England. He would still have a choice where he left to.
yeah.
And
And it would cause significant disruption to them regardless.
yeah,
So
and I'm still not thinking that they can work past he is married
mm,
to an American citizen. You
mm.
know, uh, we'll see.
I can't say they would also be messing with them in terms of their business in one way or the other. With Trump, we're talking about it shouldn't be able to do that, but I know that he will find every way to do it. Anyway, this is part of the reason why we are here. We can't do much about that, but this is why we need to switch on. People on the side of good often think that it's enough just to say, I'm on the side of good. You need to actually reach out for the good results that you're looking for. Um, this is why my bit, which is the mission to file the petition at the UN, continues. So, guys, if you want to join the conversation, please join our channel membership for more updates on how we're getting on. The doors to join the conversation, the channel membership, will be open until the campaign group is formally launched, and more details on that to follow. I have now started the process of doing the work needed to file the petition, but part of it is building up the um, platform with which I need to relate with other organizations that are doing this. And as I have frequently advised, in order for this project to be a success, it needs the support of all of us in the group. So to start off with, I need a minimum of 10,000 subscribers. That's what the charitable organizations have told me. In order for them to be able to relate with me and collaborate with me, my platform needs to be as much as 10,000 subscribers and upwards. So if you haven't yet subscribed, this is your moment. Hit the subscribe button for sure. Share, like, on this platform, we don't just talk about what's happening with the royal family, with Harry and Meghan and promoting their projects. We also do gentle activism, nothing that gets anyone into anything at all. So it's nothing scary to be part of what we're doing over here. Um, the other thing that I need is 1,000 channel members, because doing the research, attending legal consultations, and reporting to move this mission forward is going to take money. Realistically speaking, I was thinking that if I had 1,000 people subscribe to my channel at £4.99 each, we could propel this mission forward at an exponential speed. Okay. The link to my channel membership is in the chat. Um, If you haven't already joined, click it, join the channel membership, and be part of the movement, what we're doing here. If you have not joined my Instagram page, please go ahead to do so, because when things start happening, we're going to need to effectively disseminate information to our members on Instagram to get the message across to everyone quickly. This will boost our ability to influence the undecided. That's those people who are just neutral in the situation. So it's one of the free things that can be done to support the movement. Just join our Instagram page if you haven't already joined. Join the channel membership and hit the subscribe button if you have not already done so. All right. So join the movement. Let's make history together. Wouldn't it be great to be able to say, do you know what? I was part of this movement and we actually achieved X, Y, Z, or the other. And how much we'll be able to achieve, we don't know. We can't guesstimate for the moment, but we know what we can reach for. So instead of crying about what's happening all the time without actually doing anything about it, let's put our minds towards making one small change at a time. Okay, we can do this. We can do this. If slavery could be abolished, I'm telling you, this is a small thing compared to that.
Mhm.
So, membership details are in the chat. The link to my Instagram page is in the chat as well. Go ahead, click, move this mission forward. The royal saga keeps on unfolding, but one thing is clear. The Sussexes dukes are up. They are very much in the fight, as we have seen in this last week. Are you going to
Yeah.
let them down by giving up because you're tired?
No,
Think
no, no.
so. Where are you at? Okay. Thank you so much for being here, Sussex Love. This is why I love to have you on all the time, because we chat so well, and and
Two
we
people
can
love to talk.
discuss a myriad of things. It's not just Harry and Meghan, but it's
Yeah.
also the politics. It's also just life in general, which I
Yes.
think is what this whole community is about. Thank you so much for being here. Really, really grateful for your time. Sorry, everyone. I have gone over my usual half an hour. The conversation was just so interesting. So I do apologize. But thank you very much, Sussex Love, for your time.
Sam.
Um, we're very close to signing off now. So let me drop you down so that you can uh sign off from there.
Okay. Love, fam.
Uh thank you so much, and we'll speak again soon.
Okay. Bye.
Bye. All right, guys. So don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more updates. Share your thoughts in the comment section below. And don't forget, honestly, it's not a joke. Hit that subscribe button. It's not for my vanity, but for the sake of the projects that we are dealing with. And I'm going to leave you here while you consider all the things that we've spoken about this evening. This is Wheezy signing out. Until next time, ciao.